been thinking about building a second stream of income. And if you're like most women, you've been waiting for the moment when you finally have something special, something unique, something worth selling. But what I'm about to show you is that you've probably been sitting on the exact thing the whole time. So stick around, because by the end of this video, you're going to see your experience in a completely different light. I remember sitting in a coffee shop talking to a woman who'd been teaching high school for 14 years. And she was telling me about how she was thinking about leaving education, doing something different, making more money. And I asked her what she wanted to do instead. And she kind of laughed and said,
I don't know, like build a business or something, but I don't have anything special to offer.
So I asked her,
so what do you do as a teacher?
And she started telling me about how she designs curriculum, manages 30 kids at once, handles parent communications, troubleshoots when things go sideways, leftways, adapts on the fly, coaches students through failure, helps them build confidence, and manages timeline. And she's sitting there telling me all these things, and I'm like,
those aren't teacher skills. Those are high-ticket business skills that people pay a premium to develop.
But that's not how she saw it, because she was doing it every single day, so it felt normal. It felt basic. To her, it felt like stuff that anybody could do. And that right there is the thing that stops so many women from building income from their skills. Because you're over here looking for something special. You're looking for something you learned in a course or something you learned a certification for. But the whole time, you've built skills in the work you're doing right now. You've got skills that took you 10, 15, or 20 years to develop. And you're treating them like they're worthless because they don't feel rare or hard won or special enough. Here's what I need you to understand. The experience you have right now is your most valuable asset. Not because it's exotic or unique, but because it's specific to who you are and how you do things. It's valuable because you lived it, because you understand it in a way that someone who just read about it never will. Most people think value comes from having something nobody else has. Like you need to be the only person in the whole wide world who can do this thing, and then people will pay for it. But that's just not how this works. Value comes from being able to help someone get from where they are to where they want to be. And you don't need to be the only person in the whole wide world who can do that. You just need to be able to do it in a way that works for them, at a price they can afford, and in a timeline that matters. I know nurses who are building $50,000 coaching businesses. I know nonprofit workers who are making more from their side income than they make from their job. I know government employees who have built multiple streams of income because they understand how systems work, they understand how to navigate complexity, and they know how to stay calm under pressure. And none of these women have something that nobody else has, but all of them have something specific. They have skills from their life. They have patterns they've noticed that other people haven't. They have solutions to problems they solved 100 times that other people are still struggling with. And here's what's crazy. They're usually not the people with the most experience in their field. They're just the people who figured out that their experience is worth something. Think about what you know right now that you didn't know 5 years ago. Think about what you figured out that took you years to understand. Think about the problems you solve without even thinking about it because you've done it so many times. That's your experience. That's what you're sitting on. And the gap between where most people start and where you are because of your experience, that gap is valuable. That's the distance you help someone else close. That's what people are buying. So the question isn't,
do I have something worth selling?
Because you do. The question is,
does anyone need what I know?
And the answer is always yes. Because someone somewhere is where you were. They're stuck on the problem you've already solved. They're frustrated with the thing that you've figured out. They're looking for someone who's been through it and came out on the other side. And here's where it falls apart for most people. And I see this all the time. People think about monetizing their skills and experience and they immediately go big. They want to create this elaborate course or program or certification that takes months to build. They think they need to have it packaged up all perfectly before anybody will pay them anything. But listen, that's not where you start. That's what you do after you've already figured out what people want. Most women get stuck in this preparation phase where they're trying to build the perfect offer before they even know who they're talking to. They're trying to structure something comprehensive when they haven't even validated that anybody wants it. They're creating complexity when they should be starting simple. And I'm telling you right now, if you wait until everything is perfect, until you have your course built, your certification developed or your program mapped out, you're going to be waiting a long time. And you're going to spend and miss out on a whole lot of money doing it. The way this really works is you start with a simple offer based on one thing you know really, really well. I'm talking about the one problem that you've solved 100 times. The one thing people keep asking you for advice on. And then you package that into something that people can buy. I'm talking about taking your skills and restructuring them into a high ticket offer. Not a course, not a program that takes 6 months for you to make. I mean a straightforward package that delivers results in a defined time frame and at a price that reflects your value. Because here's what happens when you do that. You get clients, you get feedback, you learn what people care about, what works, what they're willing to pay for, and then you iterate. Then you build more. Then you create bigger programs if you want to. But you don't start there. You start with what you know in a structured way that people will pay for. And keep watching because I'm about to walk you through exactly what your first offer should look like and how to position your skills so that people see it as valuable, not basic. Listen, your job has been training you for this your entire career. And I want you to think about that. Everything you do at work, you've been doing with the goal of just doing your job, right? But that same skill set, that same knowledge, that same expertise is worth money when you package it in the right way. A woman who manages projects at her corporate job is managing timelines. She's managing expectations, resources, and outcomes. That's what a project manager does. But that's also what a coach does when they're helping someone build a business or launch a product or navigate a transition. A woman who handles customer issues and de-escalates problems is solving for communication, emotional intelligence, conflict resolution, and critical thinking. That's a skill set that's worth thousands of dollars per client. A woman who trains new employees at her company is teaching, explaining complex ideas, adapting to different learning styles, building confidence, and creating change. Those are coaching skills. Do you see what's happening here? You're not missing anything. You're just not translating what you do into value. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to take one area where you have deep experience and expertise. I'm talking about something you've done for years, something you're really good at, and something people in your world often struggle with. Now I want you to think about who's trying to figure this out on their own right now. Who's paying someone else to help them with that thing? And who would benefit from your specific expertise on this specific problem? Now imagine you could give them a shortcut. Imagine that you could give them the roadmap that took you 10 years to figure out. Imagine it's compressed into something that takes them months or weeks. You could help them avoid the mistake you made. Imagine you could help them move faster because that's your offer. And the way you structure it matters so much more than people think, because most people just dump all their knowledge on someone and then wonder why they're not seeing results. But when you structure it, when you create a defined process, when you say, here's the specific outcome you'll get, here's how long it takes, and here's exactly what we're doing, suddenly it's worth thousands of dollars. I built 2K in 2 hours specifically because I see this happen all the time. I see women who have incredible skills. I mean, they know their stuff, but they have no idea how to take that expertise and turn it into a structured offer that people will pay high ticket prices for. They don't know the difference between having knowledge and having a package. But once they learn that, things start to change because suddenly you're not trying to figure out how to sell yourself. You're selling a clear outcome. You're selling certainty. You're selling results. You can learn more about 2K in 2 hours by visiting my website at herincomeedit.com/2K or just click the link down in the description. Here's the thing about all this. Your skills aren't something you need to enhance or improve or add to. Your skills are your product. Your skills are your business. Your skills are your next income stream. The only thing that's missing is the structure. The only thing that's missing is the clarity about who you help and how. The only thing that's missing is the confidence to say,
this is valuable and I'm worth this price.
That's the aha moment. If you're ready to turn your skills into a structured offer, I want you to drop the word income in the comments. I've got a free training that walks you through the exact framework for building a skills-based income stream. I deep dive into what most women get wrong when they try to start and why structure matters more than credentials or any of the other stuff you think you need. If you're new here, my name is Nick Scott and I help women turn their existing skills into coaching income, digital products, in online businesses. If something in this video made you go, I want you to watch this one next, because most of what you think is standing between you and building a second stream of income isn't real, okay? I'll see you there.